Thor, Love and Thunder is a 2022 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Thor, produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It is the direct sequel to Thor, Ragnarok, and the 29th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is directed by Taika Waititi, who co-wrote the script with Jennifer Caton Robinson, and stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor alongside Christian Bale, Tessa Thompson, Jamie Alexander, Waititi, Russell Crowe, and Natalie Portman. In the film, Thor attempts to find inner peace, but must return to action and recruit Valkyrie, Korg, and Jane Foster, who is now the mighty Thor, to stop Gorr the God Butcher from eliminating all gods. Hemsworth and Waititi had discussed plans for a sequel to Ragnarok by January 2018. Love and Thunder was announced in July 2019, with Hemsworth, Waititi, and Thompson all set to return, as well as Portman, who did not appear in Ragnarok. Waititi wanted to differentiate Love and Thunder from Ragnarok, seeking to make a romance film and 1980s-inspired adventure. He adapted elements from Jason Aaron's run on the Mighty Thor comic book, which sees Foster take on the mantle and powers of Thor while suffering from cancer. Robinson joined to contribute to the script in February 2020, and further casting was revealed later that year, including the appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Production was expected to begin in late 2020 but was delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Filming ultimately began in January 2021 in Sydney, Australia, and concluded at the beginning of June. Thor, Love and Thunder premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood on June 23, 2022, and will be released in the United States on July 8, 2022. As part of Phase 4 of the MCU, critics commended the film's lightheartedness and the cast performances, though its tonal inconsistency and screenplay received criticism. Plot: Thor parts ways with the Guardians of the Galaxy after receiving a distress signal from Sif. Upon arrival, a beaten Sif warns Thor of Gorr, a being possessing the god-killing weapon, the Necrosword, seeking the extinction of all gods as revenge for ignoring the death of his daughter, and that his next target is New Asgard. Dr. Jane Foster, Thor's ex-girlfriend, arrives at New Asgard in hopes of seeking medical treatment for her cancer. When Gorr attacks New Asgard, Thor's old hammer Mjolnir reforges and bonds itself to Foster after sensing her worthiness, granting her the power of Thor. Thor eventually arrives in New Asgard and is surprised to find Foster with Mjolnir. Thor teams up with Valkyrie, Korg, and Foster to fight Gorr and his shadow creatures. The group is able to thwart Gorr, but he escapes, kidnapping several Asgardian children. The group travels to Omnipotent City to warn the other gods and ask for their help. The Olympian god Zeus is unwilling to help and has Thor captured, forcing the group to fight off Zeus's men. Zeus injures Korg. In anger, Thor impales Zeus with his own thunderbolt, which Valkyrie steals during their escape. They then travel to the Shadow Realm to save the children. However, this turned out to be a ruse for Gorr to take Stormbreaker, which he intends to use on the Bifrost to enter Eternity and ask for the destruction of all gods. Gorr manages to overpower Thor's group and successfully steal Stormbreaker. Gorr uses Stormbreaker to open the portal to Eternity. With Valkyrie and Foster injured, Thor imbues the kidnapped Asgardian children and their weapons with the power of Thor to fight alongside him. Foster joins Thor in fighting Gorr and destroys the Necrosword. Admitting defeat, Thor manages to convince Gorr that all he wanted from Eternity was not to destroy the gods but to get his daughter Love back. Foster succumbs to her illness and dies in Thor's arms. Eternity allows Gorr's request to revive Love, whom he asks Thor to take care of before he dies from the effects of the Necrosword. The children return to New Asgard, where Valkyrie and Sif begin training them. Meanwhile, Thor, now in possession of Mjolnir again, continues to go on adventures to help people, with Love, now wielding Stormbreaker, by his side. In a mid-credit scene, the injured Zeus sends his son Hercules to kill Thor. In a post-credit scene, Foster arrives at the gates of Valhalla, where Heimdall welcomes her.